Sonic News! A new show appears! It's super effective! I am SSF. Hi. Pull my finger, please. Please? No? Screw you. I was polite.
Welcome to SonicNews.
Live from the magnificent state of Virginia, here's your host, the news dude of Sonic Paradox, Sonic Sega Fan, 1991.
I will time that right one of these days. Whatever. You got the logo. There's always a low humming. That's expected. That my mic has always been that case. I think it's just the fact that my headphones are just slowly conking out. Luckily, I do have a spare, so. But they've always been doing that. It's that humming has always been there. Well, yeah. I thought it was originally just from Audacity, but turns out it's also in the mic itself, so that may have been the cause of it. But anyway, welcome to the Sonic News Show, everyone. Yes, the Sonic News Show has returned after a week off from there being nothing to talk about last week. But there is another Sonic News Show that has come upon us. And welcome to all those watching on Sonic Paradox. It is Thanksgiving week, and with the arrival of Thanksgiving, ladies and gentlemen, today is the Thanksgiving edition of the Sonic News Show. The Sonic News Show is celebrating Thanksgiving, and the only way they know how, by acknowledging very, very little of it. So it's not really kind of a Thanksgiving edition. But there will be food. Maybe. Anyway. No, actually, it is indeed the Sonic News Show Thanksgiving edition. It has been quite a year so far, and the arrival of Thanksgiving really does signify that things are not too far away from finishing. In fact, it makes you want to think of Sonic 1 for some reason. I don't know how I connected Sonic 1, the Hedgehog 1 with, you know. I really don't know why Sonic 1 connects with Thanksgiving, but does it matter? You know, we're Sonic heroes, so that will be my excuse. But yes, the Thanksgiving edition of the Sonic News Show. The Christmas season is nearly upon us. Thanksgiving is nearly upon us. You know, and in comparison to the previous week, exactly last Sunday, you know, exactly 7 days ago, there was really nothing to talk about. Not a whole lot, at least. This has been the exact opposite this week. And of course, it's pretty obvious as to why. Because All Stars Racing Transformed, it is now out. All Stars Racing Transformed, after 6 months, either 6 or 7 months of this waiting game to see what's going to happen with this game. At last, the game is now out. And not only is the game out, but so is the Wii U. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Wii U has been released as well. But I'm kind of saving that for a YouTube video I'm going to be putting up, in terms of talking about the Wii U. Today, though, this video, this podcast episode, is mostly Thanksgiving related, although not so much, and All Stars Racing Transformed related. Although I'll be talking about more about Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving itself, and I will explain why when we get to it later in the show. But first things first, All Stars Racing Transformed is out, but people kinda got it early. I'm just saying this pattern of street dates being leaked has been continued. Around about 4 or 5 days before the first release, well, about a few days before the first release date, in Australia took place, Toys R Us stores started selling the game early, before the release date, and needless to say, quite a few people managed to score the game. In fact, before the game even came out, there was already a few people that managed to unlock quite a few of the characters. So, how did I do? How did I manage to get, did I get anywhere with that? Yes, I did actually. I was actually lucky enough a few days ago. You see, I live not too far away from a Toys R Us. There's actually Toys R Us that's probably a mile or two away, so it's a relatively quick drive, And the local Toys R Us actually had 3 or so copies of ASRT sitting there in the shelves. And luckily for me, I was able to get one of them. So, needless to say, I actually did manage to get All Stars Racing Transformed early. Now, how much did I play of it? Not a whole lot. But I will get to those first impressions in a moment. Because another thing that has happened in response to the game being leaked, not only has the game been leaked, but the game itself has been hacked, and the files inside of the disc have been hacked, and we've seen quite a few characters that were snuck into the game's database. And needless to say, one of them in particular is just downright shocking. I'm not saying a thing. You may know by now who it is, but for the sake of not spoiling anything, because there may still be people that don't want spoilers just yet, I will not reveal just who those characters, those characters that were snuck in, are yet. But I can tell you that one in particular is really damn shocking. And like I said, if you already know who the characters were, you'll know who I'm talking about. But yes, that has happened. And needless to say, people are just downright shocked by it. But like I said, I'm not going to reveal exactly who, but I can tell you it's not going to be that hard to look elsewhere. I think Sonic Stadium has a story on it, Sonic Paradise has a story on it, TSSC News has a story on it. In fact, they especially have been covering that. It's not going to be that hard to find the information. Hell, you can probably find videos on YouTube, because that's where everyone got tipped off of this stuff anyway, YouTube. So, yeah. Nevertheless, as I said, I did manage to get the game early, and I do have first impressions on it, after playing it for a while. For now, I have only unlocked one solitary character, and let me explain why. The game's World Tour mode is really, really, really difficult. Not so much that the game is a challenge per se, and I hate a challenge, but it's that they kind of force that challenge onto you. For example, the star system. They are very, very strict with the star system. You definitely have to get as many stars as you can, because if you don't, there is no denying it, you are going to get stuck later on in the mode. And no, it's not Vector Man. The star mode is pretty much like this. You can get 1 star for easy, beating it on easy mode, 2 stars for medium, 3 stars for hard, and then 4 stars for expert when you eventually do unlock expert, the expert stars. If you go from only medium stars, you are not going to get but maybe 3 or 4 Grand Prix done before you'd have to go back to get more stars to advance. That is where the problems arise, because now you're having to go back and do hard mode, which means the difficulty rises exponentially. And then when you get to the very last World Tour, you're going to probably need to go for expert, at least some expert levels. And needless to say, you're probably going to need to even beat some expert mode challenges. However, the bulk of what you unlock in the game is in World Tour mode. Just about all the characters you can unlock are unlockable through that mode. However, there is a character you can only unlock in Grand Prix mode. I don't know, I am going to have to look up the requirements on doing so, because I have no freaking idea who that character is or how you unlock them, but they are definitely the character that everyone seems to unlock last, because they don't want to put up with Grand Prix mode yet. They're getting World Tour out of the way first, because that seems to be the mode where everyone's doing stuff. Like I said, that's where all the bulk of the characters are you unlock, including Danica Patrick, and Knights and others. You know, you also unlock all the locations. Funnily enough, they don't call it racetrack unlock. They actually say when you unlock a track, they say location unlocked. I don't know why. I guess because it sounds better to them or what, but pretty much the bulk of what you need to unlock stuff is going to be unlocked in that. However, the stickers on the other hand can be unlocked anywhere, depending on what the requirement is for that achievement and that sticker. But yes, I can tell you right now, there are quite a few achievements in the game, and they may or may not be easy, just like I said, depends on the requirement. But yes, there are quite a few things to unlock in World Tour mode, and it is nowhere near easy. One thing that the difficulty mode has, the very difficult modes have, that can really make you rage is just the behavior of the computers. They will seek you out and try to steal your monies and make you cry for your mommy. The computers will literally single you out with fangs foaming at the mouth. They will run you off the track. They will do anything in their power to defeat you. Anything. And trust me when I say it, you want to really get to know that track you're playing on. Because I can tell you right now, it isn't easy. However, those are the only bad things. I should note those are the bad things. They're the only two bad things. The game tends to force difficulty onto you instead of just letting you take a challenge on your own. You know, I'm all for a challenge. I don't like to be forced it, you know. But and like I said, the computers can be kind of a dick. But those are the only two bad things about the game. The tracks are just downright amazing. They're much better than, they're longer. They're not as twisty-turvy, you know, twisty-tied as the ones in the first All-Stars Racing. The Super Monkey Ball tracks are irritating, but not as irritating as the first one. So it's a definite improvement. The characters are just brilliant. There's a nice variety. You know, there's plenty of things you can do in the game. Even the loading screens are not going to bore you. You can actually play a slot machine if you get tokens. Which reminds me, All-Star moves now work online. And not only do they work online, but you have an entirely different method of getting them. And you can actually get them without even being in last. If you are in 4th place, hell, there is even a slim chance if you are in 3rd or 2nd, you can get an all-star move. All you have to do is make sure you get about 3 to 5 tokens. I believe it's 5 tokens. They're pretty easy to see. They don't hide them, but there are about 3. You need to get about 3, 4, 5 tokens. Oops, and I just dropped my TV remote. And then what you also need to do is get an item box, and then you should get an all-star move. And all this, the icon is just a star. That's all it is. The only downside is that the all-star moves are not as insane as the ones in the first All-Stars Racing. Sonic doesn't turn into Super Sonic and dart up right up the course at lightning speed. He doesn't do that anymore. In fact, he doesn't have any kind of Super Sonic theme anymore. It's just it's a remix of Reach for the Stars that plays, sort of. The main chorus. But the game is a lot more balanced. It's fun. And you can be rest assured that the game definitely rewards you for quite a bit of stuff. And I should even note that if you even liked a few of the tracks from the first All-Stars Racing, they actually bring them back. A few of them back. And not only do they bring back a few of them, but they kind of, you know. And also my headphones are being a butt. But I can tell you this, World Tour mode will not be beaten quickly. In fact, the game definitely gives you a lot of replay value. World Tour mode will take you more to unlock and take you longer to beat than any other Sonic game in the past 3 or 4 years combined. Yes, you heard me right. It will take you longer to beat World Tour mode than beating the past 4 years of Sonic games. The time it takes to beat the last 4 years of Sonic games, 3-4 years combined. It can take you 15-16 hours potentially to beat the mode, and that's only if you go for 100%. Like, you try to get 4-star everything, 3-star, and then eventually 4-star. It is a it's a very fun game, especially considering, you know, if you think I'm bashing the game, I'm not. The game is actually very fun. You know, most of what I'm saying are just minor nitpicks. But the game is really fun. I already know of quite a few people in Sonic Paradox that are getting them. I've already gotten it, as I said. I do believe that the Sonic Show is going to be having a All-Stars Racing Transform party very soon. And I also know that Sunrose, and her friends are also going to be having a All-Stars Racing Transform party very soon as well. So there's going to be a lot of All-Stars Racing Transform parties, you know, that are taking place. So if you still think that the game is not, if you're still undecided about what the game's going to be like, maybe you should just watch the game itself and see. I can tell you right now, though, the announcer, which was the problem that everyone seemed to have in the last game, you know, when All-Stars Racing 1 came out, the most complaints I saw were about the announcer. Well, not only did they change the announcer, and not only did they make him a little bit less obnoxious than the one in the first one, but you can even turn him off too. And the way you can turn him off is actually very comical too. Turning him off is actually a very comical sight to see. And no, the announcer is not Omo Chow. It's not Danica Patrick like the rumors were at first. You know, the rumors are that... Let me explain. When Danica Patrick was first announced as being in All-Stars Racing Transformed, there was a rumor that she was also going to be the announcer, which was my biggest fear in the game. That was the thing I feared, was that I was going to have to put up with hearing her voice all the time, you know, and there was nothing I could do about it, and instead of saying, get someone else for the announcer, you know, I was going to have to put up with it, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But as it turns out, those are just rumors, and the announcer is not only good, he's not obnoxious, but even if he does bug you, you can turn him off. They even give you the options actually even give you the chance to invert the flight controls too. So if you feel that the reversed moves on the plane is irritating or confusing to you, you can invert them to make it so up is up and down is down again. In case it kind of screws up your coordination or something. So the game definitely gives you some leniency in some cases, and then they balance it out with difficulty in other cases. The game is much more balanced, you know, than the first one. They went all out on this thing. It's like I said, even the loading screens, they actually improved greatly. No longer do you see a constant stream of Sonic Says over and over and over again, and it's the same ones over and over and over again. No, you're not getting those anymore. Now the game has these just mere tips on the very bottom of the screen, and the majority of the screen is taken up by a slot machine that you can spin to give you little benefits in the race you're about to play in, or the next race you're about to play in. For example, it costs tokens, so that's another use for the tokens. If you don't even want to get the all-star moves with the tokens, you can still get the tokens for another method, and that's getting the slot machine. You know, using them for the slot machine. And when you use them for the slot machine, like I said, you get a little, if you match, you know, symbols, 3 symbols in a row, you get a little bonus thing you might, that tribute that you get for the upcoming race. Sometimes you might get a little bit of a boost at the start, I believe. Other times it'll give you a free item to begin with. Like there's one that gives you a twister item to start. There's another item that makes you a little bit more resistant to the twister item. They even made the slot machine something you might want to use. Even the slot machines are something that can benefit you. So you want to go all out on this game, and that's a good thing. The characters' dialogue is recycled, but they seem to have a better variety in the recycled clips. More so with the main characters than anyone, because, you know, they have had more voice acting. Whereas characters like Yulala are not actually... They don't get that kind of as much of a benefit, since, like I said, they haven't really been in that many games as of late. So they don't have as many lines to get recycled. But yes, there's a lot of good characters in the game, a big time variety. They all have balance. You can even unlock mods for their cars. So even if you feel like this car's not doing it for you, maybe there's another standard, like another mod for the car that you can use instead. They have speed mod, a console mod being you have to unlock in World Tour mode, standard mode mod, balanced mod, handling mod. They have so many different mods, you know, setups for your game, for your vehicle you can pick. And that will make a difference between how well you do on that race and stuff like that. So you really want to think about who you pick and what their mod is. So the possibilities are endless. The game literally encourages you to change characters, see how well they do, pick certain mods, The game just has a lot of variety. It gives you a lot of breathing room. That may be another thing I need to do when it comes to playing hard, because I've only unlocked one character, I've only beaten one Grand Prix, and that's all I've done so far. Because of the hard mode is really not that easy. But I do believe the game, I highly recommend it. If I could rate it right now, I would rate it probably an 8 out of 10. Right? Maybe 8.5 out of 10. It is a really, really good game. It may have a few minor flaws. What game doesn't? But overall, it is a very enjoyable experience. It's a great party game. It's a great online party game. This is probably the best Sonic game online. Well, it's not exactly a Sonic game, but this is probably the best Sonic game that Sonic's been in a good while that actually has great online. It is downright amazing to see. The online is just absolutely wonderful. I haven't actually played it, but I have seen what it is like, and it's a lot more interesting. There's more modes. You can still play custom games, but there's more modes, etc., etc. It's a lot more things to do online than, say, with Mario Kart Wii or Mario Kart 7, where you just have 2 modes, and you're very limited on what you can do in those modes. But yes, I think I've gone long enough about this game. I think you guys get the gist of it. I highly recommend this game. It is wholeheartedly something I would not only get because it's great, but get because it seems like everyone else is thinking the same way, and they are getting the game. I think probably like a good portion of my friends list on Xbox Live has the game, so you can be rest assured that there is going to be at least one person or a few people on your friends list that have the game, and more than likely you will be able to play online. And even if there is no friends online that have the game, by some odd chance that you want to play online, but none of your friends want to do the same at that time, you can just go and do some online matchmaking and do it that way. There is no limit to what you can do in the game. And that's what makes it stand out the most, but yes, I've gone on enough about this game. I'm hoping that now Harvey sees that the game is definitely worth getting. That ultimate fan service character I am also aware of. And by God, it is highly fan service. It is highly fan service. And I do believe Harvey is going to be getting the game, so I have convinced him. But, needless to say, you can now get it. You should now be able to get All Stars Racing Transformed live, or not live, but now. It is now out. It's out in Europe. It's out in Australia. I believe it's even out in the United States and North America right now. So we will see how well the game sells. I don't know, but there is no denying it. The game is great, and I hope a lot of people do play it. Like I said, if you do want to see more of the game, the Sonic Show will actually be streaming. We'll be streaming the party, celebrating the season premiere and the results for contests they've been doing, various other things. And also included will be an All Stars Racing Transform party, if I recall correctly, and that will be on Tuesday at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, 10 o'clock p.m. UK time. And then, more than likely, Sunrose is also going to be holding a All Stars Racing Transform party that I will also be watching and being a part of. What I'm going to do in the next few days is try to get World Tour mode done with. At least get the majority of the characters. Because I want to at least get a variety in the characters. To the point where, I have some freedom to pick who I want to pick, not get limited. That will probably be mostly done tomorrow. I'm gonna try to see if I can get as many things recorded in relation to tomorrow and then, or yesterday, and then tomorrow's videos I need to do for YouTube ASAP, because I still have a debug episode to record, I still have Board Game Online episode to record, and then I have 4 episodes for the 4 playthroughs I still need to record as well. So that's 6 videos. So I'll see how it goes. If worst comes to worst, I can hold off Board Game Online in debug mode until tomorrow and just switch it up. But I don't know yet, but I do need to get these. I should probably get these videos done ASAP to free up Monday so I can just concentrate on All-Stars Racing Transform. But we'll see. In any case, that's pretty much it with All-Stars Racing Transform for now. Freaking headphones again. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to change headphones after this week, because this is getting ridiculous. It's getting harder and harder to even, you know, it's just glitching up in one of the ears, which figures. But I'm still fighting with this thing, is any indicators of how bad it is now. Come on. I'm so professional. God damn these headphones. Yeah, fuck these headphones. I'm gonna have to just go with the spare ones now. You know, the fact that I have to spend like 5 minutes just messing around with them, it's just getting, and it's getting worse. I can tell. But yes, Sonic Adventure 2 has been really selling well. It actually managed to get number 2 at one point, I believe. Since then, it has now dropped to number 3, number 4, and number 7 over the past few weeks. But it has sold very well. And oh, it got number 2 on the PSN October best-selling charts. Okay, so like I said, it's definitely a money caching that Sega very much needed. And the Sonic the Fighters achievements have also been announced. Although they didn't really hint a whole lot, except how we may be able to select Honey the Cat. So yeah. Now, number 4, the 4th topic, 'cause believe it or not, we're only on number 4. The 4th topic is pretty damn important. We may now know the first we may now know exactly, well, the first details on what Sega may be doing for Sonic in 2013. Sega has revealed that they are planning 3 digital Sonic games and 1 retail Sonic game for 2013. So we're not gonna get like an All-Stars Racing game next year, or any game like non-Sonic related game next year. We already know Sonic the Fighters HD will be one of the digital games, but we don't know what the other 2 digital games will be, and we don't know what the retail game will be. So there's still 3 games in particular, Sonic related, that we will be finding out about probably in the next few months. But yes, we now know that Sega is planning to release 3 digital Sonic games and 1 retail Sonic game in 2013. So they are still very much making Sonic games, even after a year full of disappointing financial problems for Sega. They have very much stayed strong in terms of, making games, and Sonic will no doubt, be getting a huge grand return in 2013. The question is, could the second digital game be Sonic 4 Episode 3? Could the second digital game just be another HD re-release? What are these digital games that haven't been announced yet? What will the retail Sonic game be? We don't know yet. It is too early to tell. All we know is that in 2013, there will be 3 digital Sonic games and 1 retail Sonic game released. So we now know what the scale of Sonic games will be next year. So we now know this. So we better get ready. Also, the 3DS and Vita versions of All Stars Racing Transformed have been delayed until December, which is not exactly surprising considering not much was being talked about in terms of that game, those 2 versions. So seeing them get delayed does not surprise me. Of course, achievement logos for All Stars Racing Transformed were published, but we knew that 2 weeks ago. Sonic Adventure 2. Although it is not out as of today, tomorrow Sonic Adventure 2 will be out on PC and especially Steam. You will be able to get Sonic Adventure 2 on PC starting tomorrow. So make sure you get ready, because you will be able to defeat Shadow, save the world, beat up a lizard, and everything starting tomorrow on your PC. Also, in case you guys have forgotten, if you need a refresher, you may recall that a month or 2 ago we had the case of a young child, Dylan Cecil, unfortunately drowned after falling off the side of the boat he was on vacation. I forgot what exactly why they were out there, but I think it was a vacation, or either that or a fishing trip. But in any case, it caused a huge somber mood in the Sonic community, because the kid, Dylan, was actually a very avid Sonic fan, and he was even laid to rest in a coffin decked with blue and with Sonic the Hedgehog himself right on the front and on the sides. And even the flowers were blue. Everyone was even wearing blue at the funeral to mark his love for Sonic. So what happened was, a bunch of the big, the main major Sonic fan sites, Sonic Rex, Sonic Stadium, Sonic Paradox, TSSC News, Sonic Paradise, a lot of Sonic fan sites wanted to get together and do something as a tribute to Dylan Cecil, and his family, and also the people that rescued, searched for him. And needless to say, a fundraiser has been started where you can get Sonic merchandise and exchange the money that is auctioned away. In exchange for that item will be going towards the charity that the group that rescued Dylan and found his body is holding. So there is a fundraiser. I have to find the link, but I believe it's called kevskingdom.ebay.com. It's either that link or ebay.kevskingdom.com. It's one of the two, but it is at eBay, so make sure you check that out, and donate for a good cause, and that would be to help give the people that put all their hard work into finding this young child you know, just give them, you know, some generosity for all the hard work they made in trying to find this child that unfortunately lost his life sooner than he should have. You know, there's no one really deserves to die, and especially someone this young, and it's really sad to say that children drowning is probably the most heartbreaking thing, but needless to say, hopefully you guys do donate and participate in the auctions. We'll see. But you know, on that note, next topic on the list, you know, Sonic Drift will be arriving at has arrived at the Japanese 3DS Virtual Console back on the 14th. So you can now, if you're in Japan and you have the capabilities to buy anything on the 3DS Virtual Console, you can now get Sonic Drift if you wanted to. And last but not least, as I said, this Thursday is officially Thanksgiving in the US. And whenever Thanksgiving Day does approach, it usually foretold the coming of the Christmas season. The holiday season always begins on Thanksgiving. And with Thanksgiving Day, there is always one specific tradition that takes place every year. And it has been taking place ever since the 20s. And that is the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Now, if you guys recall last year, Sonic actually made his grand return to the parade, and Sonic Paradox was actually live, yours truly was actually live, to cover that as it happened. Well guys, I am here to announce that this year I will be doing that exact same thing again, and that Sonic will be once again at the parade. So, starting at 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, Thanksgiving Day morning, 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. UK time, I will be going live here on Sonic Paradox with the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade coverage stream. You guys will be able to once again see just the exact same things that were there, you know, that you guys saw last year. Able to see the parade as it's going down the streets of, you know, New York City, and you know, see it before everything starts appearing on TV. We're going to be commenting about the balloons, commenting about Thanksgiving. Do expect me to have a little bit of difficulty. You might not hear me being audible sometimes, because I'm going to have, you know, with it being Thanksgiving, there's going to be food being cooked in my house, so don't be surprised if you hear background noise. But yes, indeed, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade stream will return for the second year in a row, starting 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 o'clock p.m. UK time. It's a very easy time to remember. Like I said, it is on Thanksgiving Day. That's 4 days away from now. So, needless to say, I hope I see you all for that stream. It's gonna go all the way until, it's gonna probably go all the way until noon or 1 p.m. my time. It depends on when the parade ends. As a matter of fact, I can find that out right now while I'm at it. It's not that matters, this is the last topic anyway, so here we go, there's Thursday. Alright, now just get all the way up here. Okay, so it starts at 9 a.m., the parade, just as I expected. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade starts at 9 a.m. and goes all the way until 12 p.m. So, I'd say about 12:10, 12:15, somewhere between noon and 12:30 p.m. will probably be the end of it. But, But yes, the 86th annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade begins 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, 2 o'clock p.m. UK time on NBC. So if you really needed to get the parade watched, you gotta tune in. You can. If you are not able to see it because you are in the UK, because I now know that after last year that those in the UK are not able to do that, see it. It is okay. I will be live and be able to cover it for you guys. So make sure you tune in for that. I didn't know they why isn't NBC airing? They're airing a replay of the Macy's parade at 2 p.m. Seriously? Usually they air Miracle on 34th Street after that. That's not like NBC, but then again, they are stupid. So I think everyone loves seeing Miracle on 34th Street. Seeing that not come after the dog show they have every year is really shocking. And why is okay? Seeing that is just baffling me on there. Why is that being marathoned? Why is no one really marathoning Thanksgiving stuff? I do not understand this. But anyway, that is it for the show for today. I will see you guys hopefully next week with another edition of the Sonic News Show. I know I didn't really talk about Thanksgiving a whole lot, but that's kind. Ooh, I know what to put. I now know what I was gonna watch instead, if I can find it. But yes, thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you guys next week, hopefully, for another edition of the Sonic News Show, the final Sonic News Show of November, and the first Sonic News Show of the holiday season. So do expect that holiday-related songs will start showing up in the background of the Sonic News Show starting next week. So get ready, guys. The holiday season is nearly upon us. Thanksgiving is nearly upon us. It's time to gorge on eggnog. If you're not me and haven't already started. But yes. Thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you hopefully next week. Sayonara, everyone. Have a good night.